and we are strong. Let's be counted as we move on. Make a difference, change lives as we tell our different stories. We are capable, beautiful, we are born to do great things. We're unstoppable, incredible, 'cause we're differently abled, differently.
Hello there, and thank you very much for joining us here on Abled Differently. Today, we focus on a few individuals who are abled differently. They have conquered despite their many challenges. I am Judy Okita. And I am Beatrice Nyokabi. Welcome.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Eunice Modhoni is abled differently, but her knitting is at another level. Let's listen into her story as she narrates her challenges and what has kept her going.
Eunice Modhoni is the firstborn of 9 kids. One of their siblings left them. They remained 8 in number. She acquired her disability at birth, which made her unable to walk.
Ulemavu yangu mimi nilisaliwa hivyo. Nilisaliwa nikiwa tu na mashida ya mwili. Na kwa udogo wangu nilikuwa mtu wa magonjwa mingi. Mtu wa kugojeka na pelekwa hospitali. Leo, kesho, sponi, mwezi ingine, hivyo. Hapo hata nilikuwa siamuki. Tu ni mtoto kuzaliwa na kuanza magonjwa. Na kulemaa kukaanza hapo. Nikawa hata kutembea ni shida.
Although she couldn't be told exactly what caused her to be the way she is, her mother told her that she had many complications before birth. Amongst those, medication kicked off to help in relieving the pain.
Sasa nikaendelea hivyo, nikipelekwa mahosi, hakuna kitu kinaonekana, lakini kwa neema ya Mungu nikaanza tu kutembea pole. Na sasa nikajipata niko hivyo natembea.
Support system is evident in Modhoni's story, as her siblings tried in all ways to make her feel appreciated.
Walikuwa wananisaidia hata kama ni kutembea, wananipeleka mahali, wananirudisha, kama ni kuchukua kitu wananibebea. Hivyo walikuwa wananipenda. Hata saa zingine kunisaidia hata na kunibaia hata kama ni kitu ya kukula. Hivyo walikuwa wananisaidia sana. Hata mahali ya kukaa wao ndio walikuwa wananishikilia.
Being brought up in the village, speculations and stereotypes came from all corners, which were directed to Modhoni's condition.
Kuna wengi walikuwa naongea vibaya, wakisema mama alizaa mlemavu. Wengine hata ni ukipita tu unaona unachekelewa, unaongelelewa vibaya. Sasa naanza kuhuzunika na shida, kwani mimi ndio sikuzaliwa kama watu wengine, kwa nini? Nikaanza hata kujichukia sababu si watu wengi walikuwa na upendo.
As she was growing up, her mother passed on. This was a major blow in Modhoni's life, since her mother was the most close person. This resulted in her dropping out from school.
Nilihuzunika sana sababu mambo mingi, ujue mama alikuwa ananishikilia. Upendo ya mzazi unaijua. Na mwenye alikuja na tena baadaye mahuzuni ikaongezeka sababu baba alioa na bibi alioa hakuwa ananipenda. Sasa ikawa wakati wa huzuni sana na shida mingi, sababu Ujue hata baba atushughulikia, alikuwa nashughulikia ule bibi na watoto wake. Masomo hata mimi sikuendelea sana, nilikuwa nasoma kidogo hivyo na alafu ikakatika.
Muthoni acquired knitting skills which she practiced for a while, but due to her back she couldn't do it for long.
Nilipelekwa na mama, lakini nikaanza kushona na nikaenda tena nikashindwa na ile kushona sababu ya kuumwa na mgongo wangu ina shida. Sasa nikawa mtu tu wa kusaidiwa.
On a day-to-day life, Muthoni faces some challenges. The most key ones is a repulsive society when she needs help.
Kushota maji ni shida, lazima nitafute mtu wa kuniendea maji. Mwingine anakubali, kuna wengine wanakataa. Hata kama nikubebewa kitu, nikienda mahali, hata ukinunua kamsigo, kawe kazito, lazima nitafute mtu anibebe.
Despite of her condition, Muthoni is a self-independent woman who tries doing everything she can on her own. From these, she draws her motivation.
Ile kitu kinatuma niendelee na maisha ni kukaa sana kwa maombi. Najiweka kwa maombi na kusoma Biblia. Na hiyo inanipe nguvu ya kuishi na ya kusukuma maisha.
The word of God and prayers are her parting shot to those abled differently.
Mungu ananipenda. Sababu ule mtu apendwi na Mungu, nasemanga anaondoka kwa dunia. Mungu akitosheka na wewe au ukimaliza kazi kwa dunia unaondoka. Lakini wewe unaishi sababu Mungu anakupenda. Sio hivyo ndio naweza kusema ule mtu ana ulemavu ajipe moyo. Sababu Mungu hachoki na binadamu, na mtu mwenye aliumba na mkono yake hachoki. Tena hakuna siku kama unategemea Mungu, hata chakula hutakosa. Unaona tu hata mtu anatumwa kutoka mbali, anakuja na chondo, anasema nakuja kusalimia, nakuletea chakula. Sasa hivyo ndio naweza kuambia mtu ana ulemavu.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently. 'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Welcome back. James Odhiambo lost his parents at a very tender age. Struggling to survive became part and parcel of his life. But he did not allow that to define him. Let's take a look at his story.
James Odhiambo, aka DJ Smollett, is a resident of Saika, Kangundo Road. The second born in a family of 3 boys has albinism, a condition that runs in his family.
Our firstborn is having the same disability as me, of course, albinism. Our lastborn is just normal.
Death snatched his parents away when he was still young, making his life full of struggles.
Of course, they took us to school, but unfortunately, when they started taking us to school, they died. Like my parents died in 2002. My dad died in 2002. My mom died in 2003. So they left us when we were still young. Yeah.
He was lucky enough to be brought up in one of the children's home in Kisumu, where he acquired education at both primary and secondary levels.
When I was young, in fact, I didn't know anything. I just came to realize when I was in class 6 that actually I don't have my parents. So I was just living in an orphanage home in Kisumu. I was taken good care of by St. Anne Catholic Sisters in Kisumu. I can remember the name of the sister was Sister Polonia. So that is where my father was working in a guest house. So he took care of us up to where we are now.
James clearly puts it out that his love for music began at a tender age.
I was in class 3. I used to dance. I used to sing. When I was in class 5, when any teacher was coming and telling me that draw something or model something. I was just modeling speakers, and I was as well drawing the sound system. Yeah, that is music just started when I was still young. Yeah, so when I reached Form 1, I was given entertainment prefect until Form 4. So that is when I saw that I have to do something in this music sector.
He later on, after clearing high school, joined a DJing school, but securing a job hasn't been so easy.
When I finished Form 4, I decided I go to a DJ school and learn DJing as my career. After finishing a DJ school, I was looking for a job, but nobody was there to offer me that particular job because they were not well convinced that I actually can do the DJing job, because maybe they were looking at my disability.
Currently, James works as a DJ for the Runway Media Group. James is thankful to the government for its contribution to people with disabilities, but feels that more should be done.
Golden really impressed so many people, because when she was announced as the first KCP in Kenya, actually people were just looking at it as a miracle. He really did her best, and we are there to appreciate. I think they have done enough, but now they also have limitations. Because when I try, like when an example of me now, I went, like for example, I want the machine. I went to the National Fund for Disability. In fact, they told me that they are limited. They can't help me with any machine, because they were limited to some of the things that they were giving. So they were not able to give me a DJing machine.
His parting shot?
For the people out there, as you know, disability is not inability. You have to accept your disability and try to do anything to give you anything that can help you survive in the entire world. As you know, nobody will be there to accept your disability. You are the one to accept your disability. So I can tell Kenyans, I as the DJ, I'll be always be there to help or train some of the people who have the albinism nature like me to know the DJing as I do it. Thank you.
'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
February is a month of love, and many folks today would like to keep it that way. In respect to this, an interactive Valentine's dinner for persons with disabilities will go down at Desmond Tutu Conference Center to celebrate Valentine's. So take a look.
Valentine's Day is celebrated annually on February 14th. Though not a public holiday, people take it as a day to celebrate romance and romantic love. It is in line with this that Ability Africa and Able Differently are coming together to ensure that persons with disabilities are also not forgotten on this important day. We get to have an interactive session with Professor Paul Kamau Mbugua, who will be one of the speakers during the event.
If you don't do it for yourselves, the rest of the family, the rest of the society is moving on. And so they tend to be relegated on the sideline, and people are moving on. So it's a very good initiative, and personally I would support it a lot. Because there's some people, I'm sure, who are looking at persons with disabilities as unmarriable. You know, they cannot be married. Nobody bothers about them. In fact, nobody thinks about issues of love and disability. Those are two contrasting worlds per se.
Professor Mbugua has been married to Elizabeth for 32 years, and apart from the love that brought them together, he says the cementing factor is Christianity.
We've been married for 32 years, to be 33 in August. I teach at Pan-Africa Christian University on Lumumba Drive. I teach counseling psychology. We became Christians, both of us, in high school. So we were very involved in Christian work. Specifically, we were involved in Kenya Student Christian Fellowship.
The limiting factor is Christianity, is that we know we are Christians, we are born again, so we are able to bear with one another, we are able to keep forgiving one another, and you don't forgive enough, you forgive and forgive again, because that's what Christ has done for us. So that's the basis. We don't forgive counting, because 70 times 7, that's a long list to keep. So we forgive, and we are able to forbear with one another and give one another a second chance, and the benefit of doubts and so forth. Otherwise, you can really go, you can blow the roof when things go wrong, but you are held together by Christ. He reminds you, you are mine, she is yours, and therefore you have a responsibility to take care of one another.
He was born normal, but a few years he was attacked by polio that later on changed his life.
I was attacked by polio. Polio attacked both legs, but my right leg recovered, but my left didn't recover. So that's how I became crippled, because in those years getting to the medical facilities was very difficult because of the emergency. It was 1951 after emergency was declared in Kenya. So it was very difficult. But, well, I thank God one leg recovered, and that's the one I've been using. We don't have anybody else in the family who has a disability except me. But I didn't bother too much about issues of disability, by the way. They never bothered me too much, even in high school, except starting class 1. Well, that was difficult because of the long distances to school. So I missed starting class 1 by about 3 years, because where we lived was very far. That's what I came to learn years later. Of course, I never knew why I never went to school at age 7 or 8. I went to class 1 at age 10, and I had to make up, kind of, but God was gracious. I never repeated any class. I went on all the way to Form 1 and whatever. So that's how disability affected me. But when I went to high school, I went to a normal high school, Cabernet High School, and then Kijabe High School, and competed with everybody just like anybody else. The only challenge I would mention that came because of my disability was probably A-levels. My A-levels, I didn't perform very well, I guess, also because of practicals, because we had practicals in chemistry and quite a few other things. But after that, when I got to Kenyatta University, I got on with everybody else.
This affected him when he was looking for a life partner, as he received discouraging comments.
Many people said many things, some that I cannot even say here. I had a few relatives that discouraged my parents. One of my relatives even didn't come for my wedding because he said he advised me against it. I had gone against his advice, so he's not coming for the wedding.
The only issue I came across that was very serious was my wife being discouraged by her relatives not to marry somebody with disability. And I was shocked. They don't see me, they see my leg. That was very shocking. But, well, we went through those handles, and we have been able to go on with life. But once in a while, I'm reminded you are not normal, as it were. And that doesn't bother me. I go on with life and so on.
However, they were able to conquer and blessed with 2 sons and still strong in their marriage.
We have 2 handsome sons. David Samson, the firstborn, works with I&M Bank as a business analyst, and David, the second-born, works with Skyward as a craft technician.
For the couple, it is the person you marry and not the physical outlook that matters.
Person is their thoughts, their goodwill, their intentions, and their way of making meaning out of life.
Yes. Otherwise, some people are taken up only by looks, and looks are very, they are very elusive and very, sometimes very lying. They are very subtle in a way of not really showing us the true person. So you need to spend time, understand this person, know their value system and so on, and then you can get involved with their lives. Because by the way, even when you get married to a person who has no disability, there's no guarantee of a working marriage, by the way. You don't have any guarantee that since you have married this kind of a person, you'll always have a good life. No, it doesn't always work out.
Professor Mbugua hopes that his speech will be able to encourage and inspire the society and end the stigma that has always been on disability and marriage.
So on that day, I'll be encouraging them that it is good to know who you are, go for what you need, and there are strategies you can use. For example, self-development in terms of education. There are areas of businesses that people are growing in, and so on. There are many, many things. The initiatives that are there within the community. Now we have the county governments. Persons with disabilities have a world of opportunities for them to take on and be able now to be involved in community things. Because as long as you are with yourself, doing nothing, life continues and you're forgotten. And unfortunately, you have a lot of people with disabilities who go through psychological torture, as it were, even some in depression. Because when the rest of the people are shining and running and having things and prospects for tomorrow, then they have nothing for tomorrow. They are beggars, they are reduced to beggars, which is very sad.
Let's take a look at the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities.
Article 6 of the UN Convention states that state parties recognize that women and girls with disabilities are subject to multiple discrimination, and in this regard shall take measures to ensure the full and equal enjoyment by them of all human rights and fundamental freedom.
In the spirit of Valentine's, today we define love. What do you think?
Love is well defined in 1 Corinthians 13 from verse 4 to 8. Love is kind, love is patient, love does not keep records of wrong.
Well, spread and share the love out there, because that's the only way you'll receive it back. I am Beatrice Nyokabi.
I am Judy Okite. Bye.